reroll for it, so that I don't try to get a combination of perks. Like I burned through about 50 modes of light on my first Iron Banner weapon that I found just to try one. That was the auto rifle, and I wanted to have one with the focus fire perk on it. And then after I burned through 50 modes, I realized I better check if that's actually possible on that weapon, and it isn't. Yep. See ya. Hello everyone, this is me, Mike, and in today's Destiny video we gonna re-roll Jolder's hammer. It's the Iron Banner heavy machine gun, and I got me a Jolder's right here, and I played the first level of Crucible with it, so that's why the persistence perk is already upgraded. But this is the version that you get from Lord Saladin when you hit Iron Banner rank 4. Actually, you're going to be quite disappointed when you hit rank 5, just because you get Silamoth Wrath. Given that it has a lot of stability perks and stability enhancing perks, you might consider it, but really grinding all the way up to rank 5 for Silamoth Wrath is kind of a disappointment, versus grinding all the way up to Silamoth Wrath for the shotgun or for the rocket launcher that they had last week, or the last event. So as you can see right here, I have Jolder's hammer equipped, and it costs me 2 modes of light to re-roll it. Now let's check the perks real quick that it comes with. You can see the one that I have has the same perks. So in the muzzle slot, it comes with CQB ballistics, linear compensator, and field choke. Then the first perk is persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired, which is really nice to have on a heavy machine gun. And then it has hammer forged, higher caliber rounds, and quick draw on the second tree, where hammer forged is really nice as well. It increases your range and accuracy by quite a lot, like significant amount. And then it has grenadier, which is kind of like a personal preference perk, I feel like. It's very situational in PvP, because there's only 3 occurrences where you can, like nowadays, there's only 3 occurrences where you can have access to heavy machine gun ammo at all. And while you have heavy machine gun ammo, you better spend it shooting stuff with your heavy machine gun and not throwing grenades that much. So I feel like this is kind of like a lost perk, at least on me. As I said initially, it's kind of like a personal preference perk. So all of these are actually going to be re-rolled except for the upgrade damage slots. These are always the same. So this tree changes entirely, this tree changes entirely, and then also this perk and this perk can change entirely. Now, what are we actually looking for? I'm looking for a Jolder's hammer that I can use in PvP, because I want to use it in PvP to level up my Iron Banner, and mostly PvP perks are also at least somewhat useful in PvE, whereas specific PvE perks like spray and play, for example, are not very useful in PvP, because you seldomly find yourself emptying the whole magazine to reload faster. You usually reload between like onslaughts of enemies or something like that. So let's check actually what muzzles are available. So for this first muzzle, we have available the Accurized Ballistics, CQB Ballistics, and Aggressive Ballistics. And out of the 3, I either go with CQB Ballistics or Aggressive Ballistics, just because they give me the highest impact. And on the second slot in the chokes, in the muzzles, it can roll with Smooth Ballistics, Linear Compensator, or Smart Drift Control. I would love to see Smart Drift Control in it, just because it gives the highest stability bonus. CQB Ballistics also has a very high stability, so aggressives or CQB, and then if this one didn't roll with CQB ballistics, this one should roll with smart drift control for my liking. And then the third option is kind of like situational. It can either be soft ballistics or field choke. You can see this one comes with field choke, and it increases range and a little bit of the impact, but it hurts stability quite a lot. And field choke at soft ballistics gives you less recoil with a penalty to impact. So as this gun has quite a bit of impact, that would give you like a little bit more stability. But then again, linear smart drift control and CQB ballistics give you the better option in terms of stability. So this, I don't really look at this perk at all, because both options for that are kind of like not worth it for me, at least. And then we come to the tier 2, and this talent can roll with counterbalance, which is okay. I would take it as my third option if I had to. It comes with hipfire, which I find useless because I'm usually aiming down sights almost exclusively. Rangefinder would be pretty nice. Aiming this weapon increases its effective range. Rodeo, I would take it, but I wouldn't look for it specifically. Then we have spray and play. As I said, it's a good PvE perk. I wouldn't look for it when in my PvP configuration. We have persistence, as this one has. I'll take that. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. That's fine with me. Usually though, it takes like 5 to 6 shots anyways, so your accuracy should be pretty high to begin with. And then take an E, gain bonus accuracy while crouched. Again, it's more like a perk that I would take rather than look for, just because it gives more accuracy, but you have to crouch for that to actually happen. So again, in this tree we probably want to go look for rangefinder or persistence. Then for tier 3 we have the upgrade damage, which wouldn't change. And then for tier 4, for the first random talent, we have perfect balance, single point sling or high caliber rounds. I kind of like want to go for perfect balance or high caliber rounds, which preference to perfect balance, just because I can increase the stability even further and thus make it easier to shoot enemies at the higher range. And it's a very easy or very good perk to actually unlock the further upgrades, or at least until you get one that you're looking for in these slots. Just to start out with perfect balance is not a bad idea. And then in this perk, I want to look for Field Scout or Hammerforged, as this guy has, just because Hammerforged increases the range significantly, and then also the accuracy. It helps with the recoil a bit. But I would look more forward to Field Scout, just because this magazine has a size of 26, or 24 actually. I get the additional bullet just because I wear the raid armor. And then the Field Scout would kind of like double that to like 50, I think. That's at least what I've seen on other heavy machine guns happening. So Field Scout, it definitely, I would be so bold to say if I roll any version of this without Field Scout, I would re-roll it, and that's kind of like the reason why I re-rolled it in the first place, because it doesn't have Field Scout, and that's really what I was looking for. So this would be my first talent to check. And then for the last talent in that tier, we have Quick Draw, Flared Magwell, and Skip rounds, and this one comes with Quick Draw, but my preference would be Flared Magwell, but I would probably not use it in the first place. And then for the 5th tier, we have a lot of options between Crowd Control, which is the one that I'm looking for really. Then we have Grenadier, which is lost on me because just personal preference. Feeding Frenzy would be okay. I wouldn't look for it specifically, but I would take it. Then we have Reactive Reload. Reloading this weapon after kill grants damage bonus for a short time. Again, the reload speed on this one is abysmal, and reloading it just so you get the bonus damage to kill someone else, kind of like, yeah, very situational at least. Then we have Surplus, which is a pure PvE perk, so that would be wasted if I would roll with Surplus on this one. And then we have Who's Next. A kill with the final round in the magazine increases reload speed. Again, if we have Field Scout here with 50 rounds in the magazine and we have Who's Next here, that would probably never trigger, because again, if Who's Next works great with spray and play because you always make it through your last round, but then again, that's a configuration you would run in PvE, not in PvP. And then we have all the damage upgrade tiers, which are not going to change anyways. Okay, so that's so much for me rambling on. Let's re-roll this sucker and see what we end up with. I'm not going to turn in all these bounties that I scored just yet because I want to re-roll it first, and then I can level up straight away with my prepared bounties. So let's see, we want to re-roll it the first time and then check the perks that it got. So we come with surplus straight away and no field scout and then spray and play. So this is actually nothing that I would take into the Crucible. It has accurized ballistics, linear and soft. Accurized ballistics, linear compensator and soft ballistics. So we didn't even get anything here that we were looking for, although it has arc. And arc would be my preference just because I have enough of void and solar type heavy machine guns. But that's kind of like a tertiary criteria, I don't know, or even further down the road. So let's go for another reroll.
Nice strength.
See what that one comes with. It has crowd control, which is nice. It doesn't have field scout, so we're gonna reroll it. It has rodeo and smart drift control. You can see that stability increased significantly. But yeah, no field scout, so we're gonna reroll it.
Only for the strong.
What do we have now? Still no field scout. We have the perfect balance and hammer forged, but we have surplus and spray and play. Again, that's a combination you would take into PvE, not into PvP.
From the Iron Banner.
Then we have, again, surplus and hammer forged and hipfire. Oh my god. Let's reroll it real quick. Don't even want to look at it any further.
Your legend grows.
Come on, give me field scout. So this one comes with field scout. Seriously. And then it comes with persistence. Nice. And it has feeding frenzy. Kills increase reload speed. That's actually quite nice. So it has, as I said, let's see what happens here. It has CQB ballistics, very nice. So it comes with CQB ballistics, linear compensator, and field choke on this tree. And it is arc, so I'm going to keep this, I'm going to tell you. It has arc, it has CQB ballistic, which we would take if we wouldn't find smart drift control right here. It has persistence, which we didn't look for really, but for that tier. Let's switch back to the overview real quick. We were looking for either for persistence or rangefinder. I haven't seen rangefinder of any of the roles yet, so I'm taking persistence over and nothing at all. Then we have perfect balance, really nice. You can see the stability increase significantly, which makes it a lot easier to grind out feeding frenzy and field scout. Then we have our field scout, that was the perk we were looking for, then the whole sole reason of rerolling this guy. And then feeding frenzy obviously helps reroll with a reload speed, and the only reason you reload this weapon is that either you burn through all of your magazine or you just killed someone and you will have like a quick breath to just reload. Want to stock up on your ammunition that you have plenty of just because of field scout. So I'm super happy, super stoked with this version. I will, however, if I get to Iron Banner rank 4, probably purchase a second Jolder's hammer and roll me a PvE version. And I will cover in a second video what I'm gonna look for that. I kind of like dabbled on it when I went over the perks for this one. But again, Jolder's hammer is exactly the type of heavy machine gun that I look for. It is slow firing or slower firing, really high impact for this fire rate, heavy machine gun archetype, and it really, at least look at it, it could easily be an exotic. Like, super good advice doesn't look a lot better, like just from the optics. So I'm super happy with this gun. I would take this one over super good advice anytime. Alright, make sure to subscribe to my channel to see me reroll my second Jolder's hammer should I acquire one. Actually compare it to super good advice real quick. So super good advice has a lot of higher fire rate, but then this it has less than half of the impact, less than half of the range, a teeny bit more stability, and it even reloads slower. So yeah, this is my new favorite, and it has arc. That's super nice. I'm gonna take this to Omnigul for this week's strike, by the way. Alright, as I said before, make sure to subscribe to my channel. There's a button probably below the video somewhere, depending on what you're on desktop or mobile. And also give this video a thumbs up if you like it. I have 2 more videos up on rerolling Timio Slash and Sillamouth Ras, so you might want to look at those. There should be a link to the playlist up on the right. And thanks for watching, and until next time.